So we're in the series, You're Not Alone. And if we're honest, like if we're just really, really honest, some of us walked in this morning, and when we walked through those double doors, those glass doors, we acted as if we're fine. And maybe even somebody asked you, well, how are you doing? I'm fine. I'm doing good. I'm okay. But inside, you feel like you're barely holding it together. If that's you, then I'm going to preach to you this morning. If that's not you, then you know somebody that needs this message. And so I know some of us are managing pressure at work. We're managing expectations in our family. We're managing this emotional weight. Some of us even spiritually dry, just in a barren desert spiritually. And nobody outside of you knows how heavy it feels to you. But you've learned through our culture and through even sometimes our church and how we do church, you've learned how to carry it quietly, how to just kind of carry it and not let anybody know that what's going on. And I'm just here to tell you, it's not just that life is heavy, it's that you've been carrying it alone for too long. Like you were not meant to carry what you're carrying alone. And so here in Matthew 11, Jesus is going to say some words that we need to hear this morning. If you are carrying it alone, you need to hear it. And it starts with Jesus acknowledging that the weight that you carry is real. Look what he says in verse 28, Matthew chapter 11. He says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." See, Jesus starts with honesty. He doesn't say get it together. He doesn't say try harder. He doesn't say be stronger. He says, listen, I know you're tired. I know some of you are weary. I know some of you are burdened. You need to come to me. And I know some in here, you're carrying mental exhaustion. You're carrying this idea like when you lay down at night, you can't shut your mind off. Like your mind is just racing about all that's going on. Or maybe it's an emotional thing. Maybe you're dealing with disappointment, or you're dealing with anxiety, or you're dealing with some kind of hurt or pain in your life. Maybe it's this, man, I just feel responsible for everything, and I feel like if everyone's depending on me, and if I don't come through, then everything's gonna fall apart. Or maybe it's just spiritual fatigue. Maybe it's just like, man, I just have been going through the motions because I just don't feel it anymore. I just don't feel like I'm in tune with God. I feel like, yeah, I'm going through the emotions. I'm going through all the things that I'm supposed to do. I'm coming to church. I'm going to Connect Group. I'm doing all those things, but I just feel spiritually dry. I just feel like there's nothing there. And the truth is, you don't have to pretend with Jesus. Like, you don't have to pretend with Jesus. Like some of us, we come in church and we pretend. We pretend like it's all working out. We pretend like everything's okay. We pretend like everything's fine. You don't have to pretend with Jesus. And here's what I'll tell you. God cannot lift what you won't admit is heavy. He can't lift that from you until you get ready to admit, God, I just can't do it. It's too heavy. I need you to help me. Until you do what Matthew 11:28 says, Jesus says, come to me. Until you come to Jesus and say, hey, it's too heavy. I can't carry it. Then you cannot find rest, and he cannot lift what you will not give him. He is not that kind of God. He's not going to take it from you. And so stop minimizing what you're carrying. Stop comparing what you're carrying to what someone else is carrying, and just be honest with God. All you have to simply say is, this is just too much for me. God, this is too much for me to carry alone. And I think I know what God's going to say. I know. That's why in Matthew 11:28, Jesus says, come to me. All who are weary, all who are burdened, come to me. Why? Because he is the one that can give rest. Here's the second thing I know about this weight that you weren't meant to carry alone. It's that you were never meant to carry it alone. This weight that you're carrying, you were never meant to carry it alone. Look at Psalm 55, verse 22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken. That word cast, it means to throw it. It means to release it. It means to hand it off. And listen, friends, we say we trust God, but then we still try to carry everything ourselves. Is this not true? We say, God, I trust you, but I'm gonna carry it all myself. God, I trust you, but I'm gonna continue to do it. Like we hold on to control. Like we say, God, I trust you, but I'm gonna fix this. It's up to me to fix this. God, I trust you, but you still worry about things. There are some in this room, y'all are worry warts. If you didn't have worry, you wouldn't have anything. And like you say, God, I trust you, but I'm still gonna worry about it. What if it all falls apart? Some of us worry about outcomes. We hold on to the results and the outcomes of things. And we say, God, I trust you, but I don't trust you with the outcome because it has to go the way I want it to go. Listen, you can't hold on to everything and have peace all at the same time. You can't. You can't hold on to everything and have peace all at the same time. It's like that old saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't hold on to everything and have peace at the same time. And here's what I know. What you hold on to the tightest often weighs you down the most. So that thing that you've got the grip on, the tightest, is what is going to weigh you down the most. I think about this. Maybe you're like me. When I come in from HEB, I have a thing. Like, just to admit, I'm going to admit to you something. I'm going to confess something to you. When I go to the grocery store, Jamie makes me list usually, and she'll give me a list of like 3 things, but there's a running joke at my house because 3 things turns into like 20 things. Anybody like me? You go to the store, you got a list for 2 things, you come out with 25, and then if you're at Walmart, they're like, did you find everything you need? I usually say, and more, and more. I found everything and more. And so there's a joke, but when I get home, I have one mission. When I pull into my driveway, there is one mission. You know what that one mission is? I'm getting all the bags in at one time. I don't care if there's 200 bags. Anybody like me? Anybody like me? Okay, I got some kindred spirits out here. Listen, you'll have your bags up to your elbows. Anybody ever do that? You put the bags on your arms, you're carrying them in. Like sometimes my hands are so full that I can't even open the door. Like I just kind of kick the door and I have to let somebody come in and open it for me so I can get in because I got so many bags. Listen, some of you do that at the grocery store. Many of you do that in life. Right now, you're trying to carry everything by yourself. Like you are trying to carry everything by yourself. Can I just tell you, you were not made and meant to carry everything by yourself. What I've realized in my life is I can get it all in at one time. You know what I do? Pick up my phone. Hey, I'm almost home. Send the battalion out. At my house, I now have 3 in my battalion, my 3 kids, and they come out and they help. And guess what? Instead of carrying bags up to my elbows, I maybe have 2 bags in my hand, 3 bags in my hands. And the load is lighter because I've recognized that it's not my job alone to get all my bags in. And for you, it's not your job alone to carry everything by yourself. Jesus says, and the psalmist says, he tells us, cast your burden on me. And it's amazing what he says at the end. He says there's a promise. If you'll cast your burden, there's a promise that comes with that. The second line, put that back up there, please. The second line of that, Psalm 55:22, he says, if you'll cast your burden on the Lord, he will what? Sustain you. He'll sustain you. And some of you are like, man, I just can't carry it alone. I'm just carrying too much. The weight is too heavy. And as if God's telling you today, listen, if you will cast your burden on me, I will sustain you. But listen, you cannot be sustained if you don't cast your burden. So it's like you can't hold everything and at the same time say, well, God, will you help me? Will you sustain me? I'm going to continue to carry everything, but I want you to sustain me. That's not how it works. Cast your burden, release your burden, hand over your burden to the Lord, and he will sustain you because he will never allow the righteous to be shaken. So maybe today, you need to identify what you're gripping the tightest. And let me tell you, that is a surrender that's going to happen every single day. It's not a one-time surrender. It's not like you surrender it today and tomorrow you wake up and like, oh, it's all good. I surrendered it yesterday. No, it's a daily surrender. Whatever you're gripping the tightest is going to be the heaviest, and whatever you're gripping the tightest is what you need to hand over to God. So here's maybe what you need to do. Maybe you need to just write it down. You just need to write it down. Whatever it is, it's going to be different for everybody. Whatever it is, you write it down. You say, God, I give this to you today. And maybe you put it where you can see it and you say, God, I give this to you today. That control, I give it to you today. The outcomes, I give it to you today. That emotional hurt, that emotional pain, I give it to you today. I surrender it over to you. I'm casting my cares. I'm casting my burdens on you, knowing that you'll sustain me. Then when you go back to Matthew 11, you see that Jesus offers a better way to carry things. Look at what he says in verse 29. Take up my yoke and learn from me, because I'm lowly and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. We don't use that kind of language, really. A yoke, I mean, many of us are not farmers in here, and if we are farmers of any kind of magnitude, we use tractors. Back in that day, they didn't have tractors. I don't know if y'all figured that out in Jesus' day. So they used oxen. The oxen were the tractors. They were the ones that pulled the plow. They were the ones that pulled the carts. And what would happen is they would yoke them up together. There would be two of them. And what Jesus is saying here is, he's saying, listen, take my yoke. In other words, allow me to carry it with you. Allow me to balance that out in your life. He's not saying, hey, put it all on me and you don't have to worry or do anything about it. You just sit back in the lazy boy and I'll handle it. He's saying, you yoke yourself to me. You put yourself, attach yourself to me, and I will balance the load out and I will help you. It doesn't remove responsibility, but it does redefine how you're going to carry it, because now you have someone carrying it with you alone. And Jesus changes everything about it. He changes the pace of how you carry it. Some of us are just in this rat race where we just run, go. Hey, slow down. Slow down. I'm going to help you carry it. The pressure, the weight of what you're carrying will lighten when you take the yoke of Jesus upon you. He says, take my yoke upon you. Learn from me. You'll find rest for your souls. The reality for many of us is that we're always rushing, we're always stressed, we're always behind, we're always carrying more than we can handle. Can I just submit to us, that's not the yoke of Jesus. That's not the yoke of Jesus. If life seems to constantly be crushing you, you may not be carrying it with Jesus. You may be trying to carry it alone. And so slow down. Let me release some of you. Stop saying yes to everything. Stop saying yes to everything. It's okay to say no to some things. And start asking, did God actually ask me to carry this? Start asking, God, did you actually ask me to carry this? Now, I've got to full stop. I've got to qualify this, because some of you are going to run out here and say, you know what, I'm done with church. BJ said to say no to some things and quit saying yes to some things. Listen, you're going to see here in Galatians in just a minute, you're going to see that no, church is a part of something you should be a part of if you have heavy burdens in your life. This faith family is something that's important. So maybe this week you just make one change. Maybe you drop one unnecessary weight. And maybe you yoke yourself to Jesus and allow him to help you carry it. But here's the other thing I see in the scriptures. It's not just Jesus that helps us carry things. God also uses people to help us carry the weight. He uses people. Look at Galatians 6, verse 2. Paul would say this, carry one another's burdens. In this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. See, God's plan isn't just divine help, it's shared help. And when you're a part of a faith family, you no longer have to believe the lie that I have to deal with this myself. You now have a faith family that will walk alongside you. So you're yoked to Jesus, Jesus is helping, and now you've got faith friends, faith family friends that will come alongside you and help you as well. Listen, friends, that's why it's important you be in a connect group. This is where most of this heavy lifting happens at New Shores. It's in a connect group. If you're not in the connect group, you're probably carrying more than you should carry. You're probably carrying it somewhat alone. Here's what I know. Isolation makes everything heavier. Here's what I also know. The enemy will tell you that you need to handle this on your own. It's just embarrassing. If you have to go tell people that, it's just going to be embarrassing. That's what the enemy tells you. And what happens is he uses our pride against us so that we'll keep that stuff in and we'll keep carrying it ourselves because he knows if he can weigh us down, he's got us exactly where he wants us. And so we stay silent. Some of you have said, well, I just don't want to bother anybody. That's my problems. I don't want to bother anybody else. Or man, if I tell somebody, they would just think I'm weak. I should be stronger than I am. I should be stronger than this. Or maybe we say, man, people won't understand. Like, I would tell somebody, they just wouldn't understand. They just wouldn't understand. Listen, you were not designed by God to do life alone. You were not designed by God to carry the weight of life alone. And some of you are being crushed under the weight of life because you've simply said, I'm going to try to do it on my own. I'm going to pull myself up by my bootstraps, and I'm just going to make it happen. And if in your heart of hearts you're honest, you're not making it happen because you were not created to do it alone. The weight of life grows in isolation, but it shrinks in community. Let me say that again. The weight of life grows in isolation, but it shrinks in community. It's just how God has designed us. So stop hiding your struggles. Listen, let someone in before you finally melt down and break down. And be willing to give and receive help. Listen, can I just say something to you? Don't be a taker. You know what takers are? Takers are energy zappers. Takers are people that always put their burdens on you. They always ask for help, but then they don't reciprocate by helping others. So we're not just takers. We're not just looking for people who just want to unload on people. We're looking for people who want to unload their burdens on others, but then they receive burdens back as they help other people out. That's what the Christian life is all about. And so let me ask you some questions. We're going to get to a time of response. What are you carrying right now that feels too heavy? What are you carrying right this moment? What did you walk in here with that feels too heavy? What are you refusing to release? What are you refusing to release? You just got this tight grip on it and you just won't release it. Who am I shutting out that God may want to use? You know, when you walk in isolation, when you walk alone through life, here's what's happening. Not only are you feeling the full weight of life on you that shouldn't be on you, but you're also shutting someone else out of the blessing of helping out, of helping carry those burdens. And so it's a double-edged sword. So who are you shutting out that God may want to use in your life to help you carry the burden? I want you to look back at Matthew 11, verse 28. Here's what Jesus says. It's a very simple invitation. Look what he says. Come to me. Come to me. It's not get stronger. It's not fix it first. It's not figure it out yourself. It's just come to me. Just come to me. And so we're going to have a time of response. And listen, I don't want you to just say, well, you know, nobody cares. They don't care about my burdens. Listen, here's what pride says. Pride says no one cares, and I'm just going to keep it to myself. Or I don't want to be embarrassed, so I'm just going to keep it to myself. That's what pride says. So we're going to come to a time of response. There will be people on either side. Maybe you need to come pray with them. Just share with them a struggle, and they can pray over you quickly. Maybe you need to come and release whatever it is you've been holding on to here at the front. Whatever it is, I'm going to give you a chance. Now, I'm going to pre-warn you because the first service did a terrible job at this. I'm just going to say it. I wasn't going to say it, but I'm just going to say it. First service, Lord is my witness, and several people that were in this room as my witness, I got up and told them, okay, all of you are fine. I get it. Because nobody wanted to come down. Here in a minute, I'm going to ask you, if you don't come to the front, or even if you do, or if you come pray with someone, I'm going to ask you, if life feels heavy, I'm just going to ask you to come down front. Now, I'll make that very apparent when it's time, and I just want to pray over you. I want to pray a blessing over you, that you would not carry it alone anymore, that you would see that you've got people and a God that loves you, that wants to help you carry it. And so as we come to this time, maybe this is the first time you've ever thought about casting your burdens on the Lord. Listen, there's a real Jesus who died in your place. And he came back to life so that you can come to him. And maybe today, for the very first time, you need to come to him and say, God, I've been trying to do this all on my own, and I just can't do it. I'm really terrible at it. Maybe today is the day you finally surrender and say, Jesus, I want to put your yoke on me, and I want to walk with you. I want to follow you for the rest of my life. Maybe that's today. If that's you, I would invite you to come tell somebody that, and they'll kind of help you out with next steps. But as we pray, I just want you to think about, what is that one thing that I'm holding on to that I need to release today?